What's up, guys, and welcome back to Theaney's Garage. In today's video, we're going to be throwing on a rear brake on the Yamaha Warrior. Let's get right into it. We are going to be throwing a rear brake on this Yamaha Warrior. Still not got the battery in for this thing yet, so I can't actually start it, but regardless, it needs brakes. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on here. Thankfully, this Warrior has the entire rear brake system already, the master cylinder and everything. It does not have the caliper. As you can see, there's no rear caliper. Hopefully this line is still good. I've not actually tested that yet. And we do have our brake. So this brake came with the block off plate, and I got this one specifically because this four-wheeler does not have the rear parking brake anymore. It was on there, I'm assuming originally, but the previous owner took it off. I'm gonna go ahead and basically just slide this on. This should be pretty simple. Hopefully these bolts fit. Looks like they're going to. And now once those are screwed in, we can take our banjo bolt that's on this. It comes with your brake here. Make sure you have a washer on each side of this. We're gonna slide this through here. Hopefully this should be a pretty simple job. And basically thread that on. And then we're gonna come back through and I'm gonna torque these things down. See, that's pretty close to that brake disc. That's the only thing I don't like about that. I guess the other one is the same way. This bolt coming through here is sticking out. Now, I don't know how much it's supposed to stick out, but I'm going to go ahead and put some blue Loctite on these. So I'm going to go ahead and cinch them down. I don't know what the torque spec is. Hopefully, editing me will put them on here. I'm just going to put some oomph on them with some blue Loctite. That way they never come off. And then we can torque this down a little bit. Just going to snug the banjo bolt. And then hopefully be super simple. Add some brake fluid to the reservoir and bleed these brakes. Now that everything in the back is cinched up, we're going to remove the seat so we have a little bit better access to the front master cylinder up here. Pull this sucker off of here. I've not actually ever looked in this, so hopefully this thing is pretty clean. It is pretty clean, so we should be good to go there. And I'm going to get some brake fluid and pour it in. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up because I don't want to run out. Thankfully, I had another banjo bolt here because our system needs one. It is missing one from the actual brake caliper to the master cylinder back here. There's a banjo bolt that's supposed to go right in there. So see if I can get in here and put this in like that and like that. Now again, hopefully this brake system works. I haven't actually checked it yet. Okay, that banjo bolt's nice and tight. Now we should be able to go to the back to the bleeder and use my vacuum pump to pull a vacuum and hopefully bleed these brakes. My vacuum pump is attached here. It's not the best because it's not particularly made for this. So I have my bleeder open. I don't actually know if it's pulling a vacuum or if there's a leak in the system because it's not working correctly. Let me try a different tube here. I need a better tube that can get a better seal basically on this because I'm not getting a good seal on these bleeders. And the vacuum is disappearing, but I have a feeling it's leaking from somewhere. Because if I do this and hold it, the vacuum stays. So either somewhere is leaking or I actually am pulling some fluid through. I do not see fluid coming through. I may have to try to pump the rear brake and get fluid through the master cylinder, if it's even operable. That master cylinder may be shot. I messed with this master cylinder for a while, but it turns out, you probably won't be able to see in there, but it is completely corroded and frozen. And that's why, no matter how hard I pulled with this vacuum and how much I pumped, nothing was going through. So I had a spare one off of a frame that I had in the fence over here, and I immediately put this vacuum line on the bleeder and sucked this thing almost completely dry almost instantly. So that's what my problem was the master cylinder. So now we can actually go to bleeding these brakes. Now you don't want your master cylinder reservoir up there to run dry, so I'm going to go ahead and put my vacuum on here. It is tight right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull a vacuum like that. We shouldn't see anything moving. And then I'll open it, and you can see the, look at there, there's fluid already coming in. That's what we want right there. Look at all that air coming out of the line. So I need to go up here and double check that our reservoir isn't empty and top it off and essentially do this process over and over again. But it solves your pushing the brake down, holding it, cracking this thing. It kind of solves the issue of being by yourself out here. So we're going to go ahead and pull another vacuum, crack this bleeder open. Should pull lots of air. Watch our reservoir over there. I'm going to close it, see where we're at. We're good over there. Pull some more air out. A lot of air in these lines. Check our reservoir. Basically just do this over and over again until you get a solid stream of brake fluid coming out with no air bubbles whatsoever. You definitely don't want to suck air, because if you do, you're going to have to start the process all over again. So I'm going to continue to do this until I get a steady stream with no air bubbles coming out, and when I do, I'll bring you back. I got fluid to pull through here, no problem, and then I had some help and had the brake. I pumped it several times and let it get firm, and then broke this thing again open and closed it real fast. And the brake feels pretty tight, but the only way to really make sure is to go ahead and take it for a ride, which I can't do yet until I get the battery in. So I may wait until I get the battery in and then double check the brake, make sure it seats in here good, and then we'll go from there. But this is now Loctited. I need to Loctite the master cylinder in. I haven't done that yet. Before we finalize everything, I'm going to go ahead and get the master cylinder here. It's topped up. You don't want it overflowing for when you push this in here, but you want this seal on there, and then we're going to go ahead and screw the cap on, and our level should be good on here. We shouldn't have to worry about the level of anything because it's way above the lower level mark. It's the following morning. FedEx dropped off my new battery. The rear brake is working great. I don't have to adjust anything else as of right now with that rear brake, but I just wanted to show you. This thing starts right up. So I'm going to be potentially listing this thing either today or tomorrow. I'm probably going to clean it up really good, try to pressure wash this thing off, take some pictures, and post this. So this is probably going to be the last video you see with this Warrior. And next will be that one. But that's for a future video. So that's probably going to be it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. That's how you put a rear brake on a Yamaha Warrior and bleed the brake. If you want, I will have the links for the brake bleeder and this caliper down below in the description. If you use my links, it gives me a little bit of a kickback and helps support the channel. If you want to help support the channel a step further, consider becoming a member, 99 cents a month. If you guys like this kind of content and want to see more, consider subscribing. I have a lot more stuff coming out and future projects coming. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good one. That's going to be it. Bye.